Welcome to this course on how to create an e-commerce website from scratch. This is the actual site that we'll be creating in this course. And so let's just go ahead and preview or showcase some of the features of this website. So here at the top we have the name of the site and then a little tagline. Then we have our menu right here. We have a search bar over here and then the cart, and we'll add some items to cart later so that you can see this in action. Then we have a nice little headline and a big banner image. Then here we have different product categories. They have photos attached to them, and it shows how many products belong in each category. And so if we were to click on one of these categories, then it shows all the products that are in that specific category. Going back to the home page, below product categories, here we have a place where it shows the most recent products, and you can just add them to cart directly or click on one of them to see more information. And then we also have a place for sale products, and although it's not showing, you can feature specific products if you'd like, but we have that disabled. But on this site it shows any items that are on sale. And then here at the footer we have a contact us widget, a place to display things like phone number, address, email, and then a follow us widget where we have social media icons that actually link to our social media profiles. Let's click on one of the products and take a look at the product page itself. We can see that it has a featured image, and if we click on it, it opens up a light box with a larger version of that image. We can put items on sale, and it will tell us, have this sale badge, as well as crossing out the original price to put in the sale price. We have a short description we can put in here. We can show how many are in stock. So if there's only a couple left, it encourages people to buy them while there still are only a few left. We can change the quantity before we add to cart, or just add to cart just one at a time. Shows the category right here that this item belongs to. And then here we have the longer description, and we can also enable reviews. And then here at the bottom we have related products, so we'll show any products related to the product that you're viewing. Then here on the sidebar we have all the different product categories so that they can easily get to the category they want to see, as well as recently viewed products. So if they've recently viewed one, it will show up right here. So maybe if they weren't sure about buying one, we're going to keep reminding them, hey, you've already seen this. Maybe they'll click again and actually purchase it. And this site has a blog. You can see here's our blog, only one post, but yeah, as well as having the blog, we have this recent post widget which shows any recent posts we've made to the actual blog. When looking at some of these different products, you may have noticed that some just say add to cart, and then there's some that say select options. And the reason for that is the ones that say add to cart are what you call simple products, which means there's no variation in the product. It's one size fits all. There's only one color. There's no variables to change. So when I hit add to cart, it knows there's only one type of shirt you're going to get, and only one color for it. So there's nothing that the user has to choose or verify. This one says select options, and we'll click on it. And this is something called a variable product, meaning that there's some variables that we want the customer to fill out, such as something like size or color. So they can't add it to cart until they've made selections for these different variables. And so you'll notice up here that the price, it doesn't give a set price either, because again there's variables. So some, maybe a small jacket will cost $59, whereas the large one will cost $74 because it uses more fabric. So you may have seen this kind of variable pricing on Amazon, for instance. So let's actually create an order, and you'll see how this works. So let's, for instance, choose a small black jacket. Watch what happens to the photo. As you can see, it swapped out that photo. So based on the different variables that they input, we can change different things, such as the picture. We can swap it out to put in a blackjack instead of the gray one that was there by default. And then it's giving us the price of $59. Well, what if we changed it to brown? You can see the jacket changed, and we changed the size to large. Brown, large, you can see the price has now changed to $74. So let's go ahead and add this to cart. And you can see it adds this, or it shows this banner when we add it to cart. We can also get to cart by clicking up here, or right here we have this nice little cart area where if we hover over it, it has this drop down where it tells us some of the attributes like size, color, any subtotals, and then we can actually exit it or remove this item if we want to right from here. But we'll just hit view cart. And now here on the cart page, again, a little summary, we can apply a coupon. We will proceed to checkout. And here in the checkout page, we can gather some billing or shipping information, but we're not going to be collecting any credit card information here for this site. We're actually going to do that through PayPal. And we can have them actually have to create an account so that it makes it easy for them to continue to purchase items and stuff through our site. They won't have to enter this information in every time, but it's set to allow guest checkout as well, so currently they can input their information without having to create an account. As you can see, I've filled out some of this information so that we can actually proceed to PayPal to see what it's like to actually pay for this product. And so once they've filled out the required information, they, as you can see again, they are not putting any credit card information. That's done through PayPal so that we don't have to carry that very sensitive data. PayPal does it very securely. So we'll hit proceed to PayPal. And now here they can actually log in with PayPal to pay through PayPal, or they can click right here to pay with a debit card or credit card. And so here you can see it's actually pre-populated all this information that they fill out, so when we get their shipping information, it also forwards it to PayPal to make it really easy for them to actually pay. They only have to fill out a few fields. We also have it set up to auto send different emails based on different actions that were taken. So this is a canceled order email, and it will tell us all the information about this person and their canceled order. But it also sends out emails. For instance, when there's a new order, it will let us know, and when there's an invoice, it will send that automatically to the customer. So these automated emails are nice and clean, and they just are really useful for the customer and for us, the owner. Lastly, this site is completely responsive, so it's going to look good on any screen, tablet, or smartphone. As you can see, as the screen size shrinks, the width and such, the layout changes so that it fits the screen size. So, the layout's going to change. So instead of having the product categories, for instance, show in 3 columns, as it gets smaller, it will change layout to show just one at a time so that it's easy for someone to see on a smaller screen, a tablet, or even a smartphone. In order to customize our website, we're going to be using WordPress. And WordPress is web software that lets you customize your site, and you can do so without having to write code. So it makes it a lot easier to build your website, but WordPress is still very flexible and powerful. And so right now I'm signed into my WordPress dashboard, and this is where I would come to make any changes to my site, to add, for instance, blog posts, or to change the appearance of the site. And there's also something very important called plugins. So this is just an example of something that makes WordPress such a good development tool. So with plugins, it's a way to extend the functionality of your site. It's kind of like, you have a computer. Your computer can do certain things, but you install different programs to extend the functionality of your computer. So to do different things that don't come natively on your computer, you may install a program. Similar with a plugin. A plugin will help you extend the functionality of your website. So for instance, let's say I want to add some share buttons. One of my favorite plugins for this is Mass Share. and so it's free to use. So I'm just going to hit install now, activate the plugin, and now here it's installed. Now I just need to add or customize certain settings to make sure it shows up real quickly. So I want it to show as many buttons as I have selected, and the buttons I want it to show are the Facebook and Twitter. So I'll save changes, and then in visual I'm going to go to location position, and I want it to appear on all posts, and I'll hit save changes. So here's how a blog post will look like beforehand, and now if I hit refresh, it should implement that plugin. And so here you can see the mass share plugin, which adds mashable style share buttons where there's a counter. If someone shares it, it's going to show here, and they can just click on the Facebook or click on the Twitter to easily share this article. And so this is just an example of why WordPress is so awesome, because without having to write any code, I could install a plugin, and voila, I have these share buttons here on my site. So WordPress is a great way to build websites, and that's what we're going to be using to build this website. Before we can start customizing our website, we first need to get it live on the internet. And there are three main things we need to do to get our website all set up on the internet so that we can begin customizing it. First of all, we need to register a domain name. And a domain name is just an address. So facebook.com, that is an address that directs people to Facebook's website. So after we register a domain name, we then need to set up web hosting. And web hosting is, think of it as a remote computer that stores all of your content. So when we are putting images and videos, any type of content on our website, those things need to be stored somewhere. And web hosting is just basically renting a remote computer so that we can store our content on there, so that when people visit our website, they're able to view all of our content. After that, we will need to install WordPress. And once we install WordPress, we can then start customizing the site with WordPress. And luckily for us, WordPress is 100% free to use. So once we do these three things, we'll have our website live on the internet and ready to start customizing. One of the first things you're going to need to do when you're building a website is register a domain name. And a domain name is just an address to take you to a website. So if we want to go to Facebook's website, for instance, up here we type in facebook.com. So this right here highlighted is their domain name, and it's just the address that takes us to their website. So you need a specific, unique address to take people to your website, and that's what the domain name is. So domain names you can register. They usually cost about $10 a year. You can register from places like Namecheap, GoDaddy, 1&1. I've used all three of those services. Namecheap, in my opinion, is the best. It's cheap, really easy to use. And for any of those services, they usually have a bar where you can put in the domain name you want, and you can check to see if it's available or not. So let's say I want to buy Hoku's website.com. Hit search. As you can see, Hoku's website.com is available, so if I wanted to, I could just buy it right now. So first thing you're going to want to do is go to Namecheap.com, and there's a link in the description of the video for Namecheap you can go to as well. Then just put in your domain right here in the search bar. Hit search. And Namecheap is a really great website for domains because one, they're really cheap, and two, it's really easy to use. Okay, so make sure it's available, then just add it to cart. Once it's added, view cart. So you can get it for multiple years. I just want one, and you can turn on or off auto renew at any time, so I could turn that off later if I want. And this is a free year and doesn't auto renew. Awesome. And any of this stuff, if you want it, go for it, but I usually just want the domain, nothing else. So I'll hit confirm order. And then if you don't have an account, just go ahead and fill that out and hit create account and continue. Now just some additional information you have to fill out. I'm going to do it as an individual. And yeah, so just go ahead and fill all that stuff out and hit continue. So now just go ahead and make sure this is the right contact information, and if you need to change it for some reason, maybe billing's different, then go ahead and do that. If not, you can just, if you want to save this for later, and then hit continue. Then you're going to put in your credit card information and make sure your billing address is correct. And this is automatically on the right setting, so you don't even have to click any of that. You can make this your default payment and then just hit continue again. Okay, so you can just review your order real quick. Looks all good. So that's it. Just hit pay now and you're done. If you want to make your own website, you're going to need web hosting. And I'm going to explain to you what that is using Pinterest. So after uploading this picture from your computer to Pinterest, you could actually delete the picture from your computer and everyone would still be able to see it on Pinterest. That's because once you upload it to Pinterest, it's actually stored on Pinterest's computers. And these computers that are used to store web content are called servers. This is a picture of a typical server rack. And so for your website, you're going to have pictures, text, you might have videos, all sorts of different content. And that too needs to be stored on a server. So you could either buy your own server and set it up yourself, but that's pretty complicated. So what most people do is they simply rent a space on someone else's servers. And this is called web hosting because they are hosting your web content on their servers. So go to hostgator.com and I'll put a link in the description. And HostGator makes it really easy to get started right away and it's very cheap. So that's why I like HostGator. Click get started now. And then if you scroll down here, the different plans. Hatchling plan is a little bit cheaper than Baby plan, but with Baby you can put as many domains as you want onto this one plan. And so for that reason, I think the Baby plan is the best. You can buy a couple years in advance or go monthly, so let's just do monthly for now and hit sign up now. So you can buy your domain through HostGator. So let's say my name's Hoku, so I want to buy Hoku's website.com. And it's about $13 a year if you buy it through HostGator. Namecheap.com is actually a few dollars cheaper, so you could buy it through another service. If you were to buy it through another service, just say I already own this domain, and then put it in. You're going to need a username and PIN number, and this will auto-populate correctly. You don't need to touch that. You'll need to put in your billing information. These I do not believe are necessary, so you can uncheck them. If you really feel the need, then leave them checked. And there's a preloaded 20% off coupon. So this is 20% off your first bill though. So if you see, it's usually $10 a month, but they're going to give it to you for $8 for the first month, for the first bill. So if you scroll up, see right here, it's January currently, so the second month, February, it goes back to $10 a month. So they've actually hooked us up with a better coupon. You type in build without code 1, you're going to see this discount jump up, validate. So it went from $2 to almost $10. So your first bill would only be 1 cent. Then after that, it goes back to the regular $10 a month. However, if you want to get an even bigger discount, you can, but you'd have to pay more in advance. So let's put this to 12 months. So this is if you were to buy 12 months in advance, you'd still get that same $10 discount with this code. But if you do build without code, with no one, just build without code, hit validate, this is actually a 25% off discount. So it's 25% off your first payment. If you're buying a year in advance, then it's 25% off this amount, which adds up to almost $30 off. And the ultimate discount is this same coupon code, the 25% off your first payment. So you can see in the second year it goes to
back to $10 a month, but that's not for a whole year. The ultimate discount would be buying 3 years in advance, 36 months, 25% off. That amount is almost $70. So that's how you would save the most money, but obviously the downside is you'd have to pay in advance. So if you want to do monthly, I would do the bill without code 1, and there you go, it'll be just 1 cent. But if you don't care about paying in advance, then I would say pay in advance in 3 years obviously is how you're going to get the most off, and have just bill without code, that 25% off your first payment, and that's how you'll save the most money. And so obviously you have to pay more up front. There is, however, a 45-day money-back guarantee. So let's say you pay 3 years in advance, and after a month you realize you don't need a website anymore. You see right here, every web hosting plan comes with a 45-day money-back guarantee. So you could actually get a refund if you want to within 45 days, even if you do buy 3 years up front. So that's how you get the cheapest hosting possible. And once you decide on your hosting plan, fill all that stuff out, just hit here and hit checkout now, and you're done. You'll get an email with your account information. However, it does sometimes go to spam, so check your spam folder.
Now that you have your domain name and web hosting set up, let's go ahead and connect everything together. So go to namecheap.com and then just sign into your account. When you sign in, it will take you to your dashboard, and then just click on the domain name that you want to hook up to your web hosting. Just click Manage on the right, and then up here on the right, click on Advanced DNS. Here on the top row, domain name server type, it's set to Namecheap default. Let's just hit Edit here on the right, and then click on Custom. And now after clicking on Custom, we now have these fields where we can put in name server 1, name server 2. And so if we just hop over to that HostGator email that we got, it has right here name server 1, and name server 2. Then just hit Save Changes.
Let's install WordPress, and we'll get your site live on the internet. So go to this HostGator email you got with your account information, and right here where it says your control panel, let's click on that link. It's going to ask for a username and password, and these come from the email. So username right here, so just copy this. Copy this password right here. Paste it and log in. It's going to take you to your control panel for HostGator. Here in the control panel, I can either click right here where it says Get Started with WordPress Today, or if you scroll down a little bit, Software and Services, Quick Install. Both of those will take you to the same place. Just click on that. And now if we scroll down, Install WordPress, click that. Scroll down again, Install WordPress for free. They have some other things they're trying to sell, but all you need to do is click Install WordPress, install for free. And here it takes you, and so if you've never registered a domain before, or if you never, installed WordPress on a domain before, for the very first time, usually it will auto-populate in here. I have a ton of domains and subdomains, so I'm just going to pick the one that I want to install WordPress on. But it should auto-populate. If not, just use the drop down and select the domain name that where you're going to install WordPress. Well, yeah, and again, if it's the first time, then you only have one. Then in here, put an email, the blog title, which you will be able to change later. And then a username, and then your first and last name, and then just click Install WordPress. And it is all complete. So click View Credentials, And so this is how you get to the site you just installed WordPress on. So let's click on that. And so right here I can put in my username and password to log in and start editing it. And here's the username. So I'll put that in here. And then here's the password. And make sure you don't accidentally exit out of this browser or this tab or anything, so that you have the username and password. Although a lot of times they'll send you an email with these credentials, but make sure you keep track of them so that you can log in. And then I'm just going to log in. And now WordPress is installed on my site, and this is now the admin area where I can customize my new WordPress site. When you first sign up for HostGator, they give you a random string of letters and numbers as your password. And when you first install WordPress, they do the same thing. They give you a random string of letters and numbers as your password. But you can change that to whatever you want. So I'm going to show you how to change your password for each of those things. So for HostGator, just log into your cPanel. And if you go to that email with your account info, if you click on this link to your cPanel and then just use your username and this password to log in. Once you're in, scroll down a tiny bit and under Preferences, click on Change Password. Then you're just going to input your old password from the email, copy that, paste it in here, and then put in your new password and repeat it. Leave these unchecked and hit Change your password now, and you're all done for HostGator. For WordPress, you're just going to click on this link to get to your WordPress admin, and I've already clicked on that and put in the username from this screen. Then I'm going to get the password from this screen, paste it in here and hit login. Then I'm going to go to users and hit all users here on the left. There's my myself. I'm going to hit edit. Scroll down a little bit, and where it says new password, I'm going to put in my new password, repeat it, and then hit update profile, and you're all done.
To begin customizing the appearance of our website, we'll go to Appearance and then click on Themes. And themes are kind of like templates for the overall design of your site. So these different themes are going to drastically affect how your website looks overall, and then from there you can customize it, fill in your own content, and change a few things, but you want to get the right theme to begin with. So we're going to hit Add New Theme, and in the search bar we're going to put Storefront, and this is a free, nice, beautiful theme that's great for making e-commerce or online stores. So we'll just hit Install and then Activate. And now if we look at our site, we will see that it has the storefront theme activated, so you can see certain attributes that are similar. For instance, the header up here is the same color and size and layout as shown in the screenshot, but our site doesn't have any content on it yet really, so as we start adding content and making customizations, it'll start to resemble this screenshot a little bit more. This theme that we've chosen is specifically for e-commerce websites, and specifically for being used with a certain plugin called WooCommerce. Now plugins, as you can see down here, they extend the functionality of our site. So if there's something we need to do that our site doesn't do, we can usually look for a plugin that will help us do that thing. And so WooCommerce is a plugin for adding e-commerce features. So things like having a cart page and a checkout page and being able to add products. Natively in WordPress we can't do that, but by adding the WooCommerce plugin, it will add all of those features and make it really easy for us to add those e-commerce features. So let's just search for WooCommerce, and we'll hit Install Now and Activate. And WooCommerce is pretty much the go-to plugin for e-commerce with WordPress. So pretty much the industry standard. So they have this little kind of welcome setup thing. So we'll just go through it. Let's hit let's go. And so this you for sure need to do, even if you want to skip around. This needs to be done for the plugin to work, and pretty much it creates a few of the needed pages. For instance, having a cart page, checkout page. So if these pages aren't created, then if you don't have a cart and a checkout page, then how are people going to actually pay for your products? They won't be able to. So for this plugin to work, you for sure have to do this part, even if you skip some other steps. This you have to do, so just by hitting continue it will automatically do it on this screen. And then so we have some other things. We'll just skip it, and we will skip the tax. All this stuff, the rest of this stuff, we can set up later, and everything can be edited later too. So if you do fill some of that stuff out and you want to change it later, that's perfectly acceptable. So now we'll just hit create your first product, and now we have the new WooCommerce plugin active, and so it created some pages for us. If we come over here, we can see some pages, and then we have this WooCommerce area, and then now this products area. Here on the front page of our site, it's actually showing this default blog post. And so basically it's just showing the latest blog post. If I were to write a new blog post, it would show up here on the front page. But we do not want that. We want it to show a front page where maybe it's showing products for sale or product categories, not blog posts. And so I am going to come to pages and hit add new. And so I'm going to create a home page pretty much. So for the title or headline, I'm just going to say welcome to our store. And then on the front page, I want to add an image, just a big image to kind of set the tone for what the site's about. Show a guy in some snappy looking clothes so that they know, we sell men's clothing at this online store. I'll hit edit, and I'm going to make this large. Hit update. Okay. And over here for template, it depends on the theme, but certain themes have different templates. So basically what kind of page are you trying to make. And for this theme, for the home page, you want to change this to be home page, and basically it's a specific type of page that is for the home page. And so I will just now hit publish. And now what I have to do is tell our website to use this page as the front page. So I'm going to go to appearance and customize, and this is where you go to make different customizations to things like the color and layout and such. And I'm going to go down to where it says static front page, and instead of displaying your latest post that it does by default, I'm going to click a static page, and the page I want it to show is this one right here where it says welcome to our store. And so you can see it's live previewing right here on the right, and so we have that image we added where we said welcome to our store, and then there's these other areas that were added by default, and we will customize those in a minute, but for now let's just hit save and publish. And now on our actual site, when we hit refresh, you can see the changes have been made. Now I'm going to go back out of here and edit a couple other things. So site identity, click on that. And so here we can put the site title that appears up here. So the name of the store, we'll just call the name of our store Hoku's. Seems like that's what people do. Sometimes they just put a name and that's the name of the store. So hey, why not? Why not follow suit? And then tagline, high quality men's clothing. So that's what this e-commerce store sells, high quality men's clothing. And then site icon, we'll hit select file, upload files, select files, click my little logo here, and hit select. And so the site icon, or it's also known as favicon, is what appears right up there in the browser. So up here you can see that's what the favicon is, that little icon that appears up in the tab of the browser. And it can also sometimes show up in other places. So they're kind of previewing what it would look like in other places. It doesn't look that great. It's kind of cutting it off, but don't care that much. Mostly just appears up here in the browser tab. So I'll hit crop image, and then I'm going to go back, and you can see actually up here, I'll pull this down a little bit. Up here they've replaced the little white blank paper with my little icon, so you can see the favicon is already showing up there. And then I'm going to click on background, and I'm just going to change the background color to pure white. And now I'll just hit save and publish, and so our background is white, and now we have that favicon up there. Now let's get started adding some products to our site. So I'm going to exit out of the customizer, and we will go to products, hover over that, and hit add product. And we're going to add a short sleeve button down shirt. And let me just grab a description. So here's where you put the longer description, and then down here, short description. And this is a very short description and not so long of a long description, but there they are. And so let's see, product categories. We want to create a product category for this to go in that other products, similar products, could fall under too. So you can see I just hit add new product category, and then I'll just put button down shirts will be the name of this category, and I'll just hit add new product category. So make sure you hit that, and so it's already by default checked, marked as checked, showing that this is now part of that category. Product image, so I'll hit that, upload files, select files, and then I'll grab my product image, and I'll hit set product image. There we go. And then right here we have product data, and so we're just going to leave it as simple product. You could have virtual products, downloadable products. Obviously it doesn't apply to clothes. SKU, pretty much a unique identifier for this product. Regular price, we will say $29, and we can put a sale price, and we'll put $19. And then inventory, manage stock, yes, let's say there's only 3 left. We'll put that. We don't want to allow back orders. It's in stock and such, so yeah. Shipping, we can put some inputs for weight and dimensions and stuff, so that they can or so that we can calculate the shipping costs. Linked products, we can link some other products to it to upsell them and cross-sell them for similar products. We'll leave those as is though. Attributes does not apply to a simple product. This is for things like having different colors and stuff like that. So for this shirt, we're only going to sell one color, one size, which is what a simple product is. There's no variables really, and so we're not going to add anything to this, but we'll get to that later for a different product. And then in advanced, here we can enable reviews, so we'll click on that. And now I believe we've done everything, so let's just go ahead and we'll hit publish. And now we'll go back to our site, we'll refresh it, and if we scroll down, so it's automatically added this new category and recent products, here it is. And if we click on it, it will take us to this page for this product, and you can see it's showing how many are in stock. That can be edited. It's showing the price, and you can see that it's not in US dollars, but if you're from the US, you can change that to be US dollars. You can change it to be pretty much any currency, and we'll get to that later. Short description shows the category. Long description, no reviews yet. But yeah, there's our first product. So for this shirt that we created, remember that it was a simple product, which just means that there's no different versions of this shirt. There's no different sizes for this shirt, different colors. It's just one type of shirt that you can get. One size fits all, one color, no variables whatsoever. If you want to create a product that does have variables or different versions of it, then you would change this to be something called variable product. And we'll create a variable product right now just so you can see how that's done. So now we'll hit add product, and this is just going to be a jacket. So I'll get my description, put that in there, put this down here in the short description area, and I'm going to create a new category. This category will be jackets. Add new product category, and we'll add a photo, upload, select files, and there we go, set product image. And then you can actually add additional images as well, not just the main image. So let's just add one more image so that you can see how that looks later on. And I'll hit add to gallery, so we have our description, product image, product gallery, we've added the category, longer description. So now we can get into editing the product data. So let's change this to variable product, and let's just go straight down to attributes. So again, an attribute is something like size. It's an attribute about the product. And within this attribute, there's different types. So there's different sizes. So there's different values for that attribute. Kind of confusing. You'll see what I mean. So let's add a product attribute. So for this jacket, there's different sizes that we sell. So I'll hit add, and I'm going to call this size. And you have to check this box for it to be used for this specific product. So make sure that's checked. And so what are the different sizes? So size is the attribute. Now what are the values, or what are those sizes? Small, so S, medium, and large. And we just separate them with this pipe symbol. And so now it knows that, okay, when people get to this product page, they need to select a size. They need to choose which size they want. And what options are we giving them? Well, this is deciding what options to give them. We're going to let them choose either small, medium, or large. So just put the different values and then just separate them with that little pipe symbol, and that's that. So now we have this attribute. Let's hit save attributes, and let's add one more attribute, and that will be color. So we're going to give them the option for this jacket of choosing different colors. So I'll add that there, and then in here, well, what options of colors are we going to give them? Gray, black, separated by the pipe, and brown. And check this box and hit save attributes. Now when we go to variations, this is where we do customizations for the different variations of attributes. So for instance, a small jacket might cost less than the large jacket because it uses less fabric. So in variations, we're pretty much filling out the product data for each specific variation, because we want to have the small size cost less than the large one, for instance. So we can customize each specific variation. So here in variation, we will have it so it's by default in add variation. We'll hit go, and we will select small and gray, and then this arrow right here. We can put a SKU. We can have it manage stock for this specific one. So before, for this other product, for this simple product, we could manage stock for, we just had to fill it out one time, 3. But for this variable product, there's a lot of different sub products almost. The overall product is jacket, but there's gray jackets, there's brown jackets, there's small jackets, there's big jackets, and so how much inventory we have for each of those different variations is going to vary, and so luckily we can manage that if we want to. So we'll say of small gray jackets there are 3, and we are going to price this at $79 and have the sale price be $59. And we'll leave some of these other things as is. And so I'm just going to hit this arrow, and then we'll add another one, and we're going to just do medium gray, and then we'll hit this arrow, and we are going to manage the stock for this as well. Let's say there's 10 left. We'll do 79 for regular price, 59 for the sale price. And I actually, on the last one, I forgot to add an image. We can add a specific image for this. So for instance, the image, I mean, I guess it doesn't really apply very much yet, but the image for the gray one is going to be different than the image for the brown one because the jacket is should be brown. So we can just choose the regular gray one for this because it's still gray, and we'll do that for the small one as well. Okay. And now let's add another variation. Now the large version of the gray jacket. Hit that arrow, and we will choose the photo, manage stock. We'll put 10. Whoops, 9's fine. 79, and we'll say that the large one maybe costs more because it uses more fabric or something. So we'll say the large one costs $74. So you can see how you can differentiate not just things like the picture, but also the price. And okay, so we'll hit the arrow, and then we will do the same thing very quickly for the brown one. So it's the small and brown and arrow, and so now when I select image, I'm going to choose a brown jacket to show, so that when they select the color brown for the color of jacket they want on the product page, it will change the color of the image to this other image instead, so they can see what the brown jacket looks like. And I'm not even going to bother managing stock. You know how that works, so that's good. Now let me just do that for the medium brown. Add that image. And then for the large and brown, and we'll say this one again is regular price 79, sale price 74. And for the medium, I forgot to add the price, so 79 and then 59. And then for the small, 79 and 59. Okay, so we have different variation for each size and color, but we have one more color, black, and maybe for the black ones we don't really care to differentiate them. So pretty much, let's say the large jacket still is going to cost the same amount, and yeah, we just want to make one variation for the black. We don't want to have to create these individual ones for all these different sizes. So if that's the case for one of your products, for some reason, you have different variables, but for one variable it doesn't need the other variable. It's kind of confusing. Anyway, so you don't have to fill it out a ton of times. You can do it this way too, where I'm just saying any size for the black one, just use this image, and any size for the black one, price it at 79 and 59. So you may come across a time when you don't need to fill out every single one individually because certain variations are all the same. So that's how you do that. So then I would just hit the arrow, and looks like everything's good. Let's go to advanced and enable reviews, and then we will just hit publish. And now when we go to our site, Let's see here. Maybe I didn't hit it. There we go. Let me refresh it. And there's our jacket. So by default it shows the gray color. Now let's click on it. And so it's on sale, you can see. And instead of showing just one price, because the price will vary based on what size you get, it shows from $59 to $74. So you may have seen that if you use Amazon, for instance, it often does that because it needs you to select the specific color and size first, so it knows. But here's the main photo, and also this other supplementary photo as well. So you can add a bunch of different ones if you want. And so here we choose the size and color, and so there's no add to cart button. You can't buy it yet because first we need to choose size and color. So we'll choose small and gray, and now it says okay, there's 3 in stock, it's $59, and now we have that add to cart button. If we were to choose large, you can see the price goes up to 74, and now there's 9 in stock. And then if we go to the black ones, these are all going to be the same, and you can see when I change it to the black, it changed the photo up here. And then down here we have product description, additional information. This is pretty much any attributes that you've defined. It shows right here, and the way to turn that off is just in product data, we'll go to attributes, and you can just uncheck this box, visible on product page, and that's what I'm actually going to do, because let me just do that for this one and then hit update. I mean, we don't really need to tell them this because it's already up here, size, color, it's pretty apparent. I mean, they can't buy it without putting in a size and color, so I just uncheck those so it doesn't give this information. It's a little redundant. So now when I hit refresh, you can see there's no additional information, just description and reviews. Now on our front page, we have our product categories. It's showing recent products, and then we have on sale, all products that are on sale. And then we have these other areas, featured products, top rated products. So top rated goes off the ratings. Obviously, featured products, we can choose which products are featured just by going to a specific product. So just going to quick edit right here, and then just checking featured right here. That would make it featured, but I actually don't want either of these areas. I just wanted to show the recent products and then the on sale and then the categories. So we're going to go get a plugin that will allow us to hide or get rid of these two areas for this theme. So we'll go to plugins and then add new, and then here in the search, homepage control, install now, activate plugin. And now if we go to customize, appearance and customize, we have this homepage control area that was not there before, and we can put things in different order if we want, and we can uncheck them if we don't want them. So popular and featured, I'm just going to uncheck those two and hit save and publish. Now we'll go back to our site, hit refresh. You can see those two areas are gone. It just goes straight to on sale. So here on the home page, we can see the two products we added, and then I added just a couple more just so you can see how the site looks when it's actually full of content. And so if you noticed up here we have these product categories, and so these are the categories we assign to these different products, and automatically for this theme it shows them right here on the front page. However, there aren't pictures for these categories. So if we come back to the dashboard, we can hover over products and then click on categories, and here we can edit these categories, and that includes adding a photo. So for button down shirts, I'm just going to click on that and hit upload add image, and sorry, this was button down shirts, okay, just making sure. I will upload a photo for this category, button down shirt. Okay, hit update, and then I'm just going to do the same thing for these other categories as well. For our jackets category. And last but not least, our sweaters category. Use image, hit update, and now let's hit refresh. And you can see the product categories each has a photo associated with it, and so if we click on one of these categories, it shows all the products that we've added to this specific category. Here at the bottom in our footer, it would be nice to have maybe some contact information and some social media icons. And so we're going to add that information here through something called widgets. And widgets are just blocks of information that you can put in different areas. So it's perfect for putting, for instance, contact information. We can just put a block that has just contact information, and for social media icons, we can just put a block that has just the social media icons rather than having to dedicate a whole entire page to either one of those. And so to add a widget, we're going to go to Appearance and then Widgets. And you can kind of just drag and drop them to where you want. So footer area 1 or footer 1 is where we want to put the Contact Us widget. And so I'm just going to drag this text widget on there. And text widget is pretty much just a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want with it. So it's perfect for a little place to put some contact information. So I'll put title, Contact Us. Content, I'll put phone number, email. And I'm going to check this box, automatically add paragraphs. And what that just does is it actually makes it go to a separate line. If this isn't checked, then you'll see these two things will appear on the same line, as you can see. And I want the email to drop to its own line, so I'm just going to check automatically add paragraphs. And so now I hit refresh. Okay, so we have the phone number and email. And the second widget or block of content I want to add is some social media icons. And so to add those, I'm going to get a certain plugin. This plugin is called Lightweight Social Icons. So I'm going to go to Plugins, Add New. This plugin is free. And put in Lightweight Social Icons. Install now. Activate plugin. And now we'll go back to Appearance and Widgets. And now we have this new widget, Lightweight Social Icon. So I'm just going to drag that into footer 2. Computer's lagging a little bit. Sorry about that. And I'll just put follow us. You can change the icon size and some colors and such. I'll just leave those as is. And then you can choose what you want to display. So let's show a Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and Instagram. Okay, and so you just put the link to your profile. I'm just going to put this hashtag or pound or number sign. It just acts as a placeholder so that we can see the link and everything. And so yeah, but yeah, you would just put your actual social media profile, and then when they click on the icon, it would link to those profiles. So let's just save this. And obviously you can see there's areas to put all kinds of different social media profiles. And we'll come back here, hit refresh. And there we have our follow us widget. And so these icons would all link to whatever social media profile you put in there. So we have these nice widgets down here in the footer. And this theme allows us to add widgets in the footer, but in addition to adding them to the footer, click on a product itself, we can see we have this sidebar, and these are just different blocks of content, which are just different widgets. So let's customize the widgets that go in the sidebar for products and such. So here in the Appearance and Widgets sidebar area, I'm just going to drag off almost all of these that are on here by default. And I'm going to leave recent posts. That's just recent blog posts. Whoops. Just showing you this recent posts widget because this site will have a blog. And then I'm going to add two other widgets. I'm going to add WooCommerce product categories, and instead of just dragging it, for time like right now where I'd have to drag it all the way back up there, you can also just click on it, choose the area, and then hit add widget, and there we go, added it, nice and easy. And then WooCommerce recently viewed, and this is just when they view products, it will show the products they've recently viewed. So now let's hit refresh, and there we go. So we have our recent posts. I'm going to change the order just by dragging it. I'll bring the recent post to the bottom. So we have our product categories here at the top, and then we have recently viewed. So if I view a couple other of these products, now you can see the items that I've recently viewed. And then here at the bottom we have the recent posts widget as well. You may want a blog as well on your site, and so to create a place for blog posts, we just need to create a page for that. So we'll go to all pages, because actually we need to delete this sample page, get rid of that. So got rid of that, and then we'll hit add new, and then we will just call the title of this blog, and we're just going to hit publish. And then we are going to go to appearance and customize, and basically we need to tell our site to show all our blog posts on the blog page that we just created. So static front page, click on that. Post page, we'll click on blog or select blog, and then we will hit save changes. And then when we hit refresh, let's click on this blog right here, and here you can see we have the blog posts, and if we were to add a new one, it would show up here on the blog page area. Now let's edit some of the WooCommerce settings. So we'll hover over WooCommerce and click on settings, and so that we can change our base location. So I'm going to put the United States, and then we can actually select our state. And so this could affect things like calculating shipping or tax, that kind of thing. Sell to all countries, you could specify certain ones if you want. That's good as is. We'll change the currency to be US dollars. The format's fine. These other things are fine. Hit save changes. Then we'll go to the products tab, and here I'm going to just change the weight unit and the dimensions unit. And then we have some reviews and ratings options we can play around with, but those are good. Display, we can mess with some of the shop page and such. I'll leave those as is. And then down here, product images, you can change how big the thumbnails are for the product images. We'll leave that as is. And then inventory, some other different options that you can play around with, but we'll leave that as is. And then if you are selling downloadable products, here are some settings you can edit for downloadable products. So let me just hit save changes one more time. Moving on to the tax tab. So here we can enable taxes on the website. So in addition to the price of the product, it will show the amount of tax for that product. And the way it works is here in standard rates, you can pretty much put different tax rates for different areas of the country or areas of the world. So we could add a tax rate for Florida, and then you can set it so that if when they put in their shipping address, it will look at it and say, oh, they're from Florida, we should charge this rate. Or you can change it to be billing address. So pretty much one of the addresses that they put in, we're going to use that, and then it will match it up with any rates that you've put in here to charge a tax rate. So yeah, obviously completely depends on your business. Maybe you can charge a standard rate because you only ship within the US or something, or maybe you just don't want to charge taxes at all on your site, and then you just have that included in the price of the product. I'm just going to leave that unchecked and then move on to checkout. And so here we have coupons. So if we add an item to cart and we view cart, here we can see that they can apply a coupon. So that's nice. And then guest checkout. So when they do go to checkout, we need to gather their billing information or maybe just their shipping information. But we can set it so they actually have to create an account to purchase with us. But if this is checked, then there's guest checkout, meaning they don't have to create an account. We just collect the information that we need, and that's all. Then we have some other things where we can change what page does what and such. We'll just leave all those as is. And then down here we have the payment gateways, which is pretty much the way that they're going to be paying for our products. So for the payment gateways, we have direct bank transfer, cash on delivery, check payment, PayPal, credit card. And I pretty much only want them to be able to pay with PayPal and credit card. And luckily, actually through the PayPal payment gateway, it allows you to pay with PayPal or pay with your credit card, and it does that all through PayPal so that we don't have to collect any really sensitive information. So I'm going to just disable this other payment gateway, the check payment. And so if you want to disable it or edit any of these, just scroll to the top and there they are. So check and disable that, save changes, and then I'll go to the PayPal tab. And so you can see obviously it's enabled, and they can pay with PayPal or their credit card, and then just put in your PayPal email and it auto populates the email used to install WordPress. So if that's the same, just leave it as is. And then down here we can put in some information if you want to be able to process refunds via PayPal. So if you do want to do that, just click here and it will give you the instructions on how to do that. But I'll just leave all that as is and hit Save Changes. Moving on to the Shipping tab. Here we can enable shipping, and then there's quite a few things with shipping that we can customize. And then there's different rates that you can charge, and you can customize any of these rates by clicking on it. So we'll just charge them a flat rate of $5 for shipping, no tax, and then we'll hit Save Changes. And so any of these other ones you can customize as well. Then accounts, this is for if your customers, if you want them to create accounts, you can customize the page and such and how that works. We'll leave those as is. And then emails, it is very nice that WooCommerce has automatic emails that it will send for things like when there's a new order. It will tell you when there's a new order. It will automatically send a customer invoice, and so we can edit who it's coming from, the name on here. We can edit the footer, some of the color and such. And then for any of these emails you can disable any if you like, and you can make some other customizations to them as well. But we will leave all of these as is, and then you can mess around with the API a little bit, but we'll leave this stuff as is as well. Now that everything's set up for WooCommerce, let's see what it's like to actually check out. And so we could hit one of the pages up here to go to cart checkout, or right here. It's nice and easy, so we'll go straight to checkout. And as you can see, I've filled out some of the information already. And so it'll be things like address and such, which is good. So you have their shipping information, but it doesn't collect credit card information, which is good because PayPal will do that. So they can take care of security, all that. We don't have to worry about that with credit card information. So once they filled out their information, they'll just hit proceed to PayPal. And then here in PayPal, they can sign in to just pay with their PayPal account, or they can click on this right here to be able to pay with their credit card, debit card. And as you can see, all the information that they put in on the previous screen is pre-populated here in PayPal to make it really simple and easy for them to pay with a credit card or debit card. You should now know everything you need to know to make this entire site from scratch. And if you ran into any issues along the way, feel free to leave your questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, or comment on the video. It really helps a lot, and the more activity there is, the more videos I'll make. If you're looking for more training on how to use WordPress, I teach a premium course that goes very in depth on how to use all the different ins and outs of WordPress. as well as other web tips like SEO or how to make a logo. So if you're interested in that, you can go get it at course.buildwithoutcode.com or by following the link in the description. Thanks again for watching, and best of luck.